Life is happening to you right now. Someone said something this morning and it's still rattling around your skull. A comment, a look, a message you keep rereading. And here's the ugly truth. You didn't choose to feel this. It was chosen for you. You are being carried through your own life like a leaf on a river, and you call it living. But what if the man who solved this was a nobody? A water carrier, a man so poor the city investigated where his money came from. How did the weakest-looking student in Athens become the one who couldn't be broken? Athens, 3rd century before Christ. The sun is barely up, and a large, slow-moving man is already at the well. His hands are cracked, his back aches. He is carrying water for gardens that are not his, hauling buckets through the streets for a few coins. His name is Cleanthes, and most people who see him assume he is simple, dull, a big body with a small mind. They are wrong, and they will spend the rest of their lives being wrong about him. Because every night, when the wealthy students of Athens go home to sleep, Cleanthes walks to the school of Zeno, the founder of Stoicism. He has no money for lodging near the school. He has no money for anything. So he works through the night hauling water, and he studies through the day with no sleep. And he does this for years. Years, not weeks, not a season of motivation. Years of grinding poverty and exhaustion because he decided that his mind was the one thing the world could not take from him. And then one day, it almost was taken. The citizens of Athens noticed something strange. Here was a man with no visible income, no trait of status, no inheritance, yet he was healthy, strong, and always present at the school. In that era, having no clear source of income could make you a suspect, so they dragged Cleanthes in front of the court of the Areopagus. They demanded he explain himself. How does a man with nothing survive? Where is the money coming from? The accusation hanging in the air was that he must be a thief, or worse, living off some shameful secret. Imagine standing there, publicly accused, your reputation on the trial floor, every eye waiting for you to crack, to stammer, to beg. This is the moment most people are destroyed, not by the accusation itself, but by what the accusation does to them on the inside. And this is exactly where Cleanthes did something that no one in that courtroom expected, something that reveals the first step of his entire code. He didn't argue. He didn't panic. He simply called witnesses. He brought forward the gardener whose plot he watered every night, and the woman whose flour he ground before dawn, to prove that he earned every coin with his own 2 hands. The court was stunned. This man they had written off as a simpleton was in fact one of the most disciplined human beings alive. They were so impressed they voted to give him money as a reward. And here is the part that tells you everything about who he was. He refused it. He would not take a single coin he had not earned. Why? Because Cleanthes had already learned the first and hardest lesson of the Stoic mind. He had drawn a line, a razor-sharp line, between what belonged to him and what did not. The accusation belonged to them. Their opinion of him belonged to them. The verdict belonged to them. But his response, his character, his labor, those belonged to him. And he refused to let the world cross that line. Step 1 of the code is this: separate what is yours from what is not. It sounds simple. It is not, because you spend most of your waking life defending territory that was never yours to begin with. Stop and feel this in your own life. Think about the last time someone didn't text you back. Your stomach dropped. Your mind started writing stories. What did I do? Are they angry? Do they not care? You spent an hour, maybe a whole day, living inside someone else's silence. A silence you could not control, could not fix, could not even understand. That silence was on the other side of the line. It was never yours. And yet you picked it up, carried it around, and let it poison your afternoon. That is what it means to be owned by life. Not chains, not prison, just the endless, invisible habit of grabbing what is not yours and calling it your problem. But knowing where the line is, that is only the beginning. Because here is the trap that catches almost everyone who learns this. You can know perfectly that something is outside your control and still feel it crush you anyway. Knowing is not enough. Cleanthes knew that. And that is why the second step exists. It is the step that turns a nice idea into iron. Cleanthes had a saying, one that Stoics have repeated for over 2,000 years. He said that fate leads the willing and drags the unwilling. Picture that: a cart moving forward and a dog tied to the back of it. The cart is going to move regardless. That part is not up for negotiation. The dog has exactly one choice. It can run alongside, matching the cart's pace, keeping slack in the rope, or it can dig in its heels, brace its legs, and be dragged through the dirt, choking on its own resistance the entire way. Either way, the dog arrives at the same destination. The only question is whether it arrives calm or bloodied, willing or dragged. This is step 2. Stop fighting the cart. Stop wasting your strength resisting the thing that is already happening. Cleanthes did not rage against his poverty. He did not lie awake cursing the fact that he had to carry water while richer men slept. He accepted the cart, the reality of his situation, completely, and then he poured every ounce of his energy into the one thing that was his effort, his discipline, his choice to keep walking to that school no matter how tired he was. Most people do the opposite. Accept nothing and fight everything. They wake up and immediately resent the day. They resent the alarm, the job, the commute, the person beside them, the body they live in. They brace against the cart from the moment their eyes open, and then they wonder why they feel dragged, why they feel exhausted before noon, why life feels like something being done to them. And here is where the ancient water carrier meets the modern laboratory. Because science has now measured exactly what Cleanthes understood by instinct. Psychologists have a term for it. They call it experiential avoidance. It is the frantic effort to resist, suppress, or escape an unpleasant feeling. And study after study has found the same brutal result. The more you fight a difficult emotion, the stronger and longer it grows. The resistance is what feeds it. There is even a principle researchers describe as what you resist persists. The dog that braces against the cart doesn't stop the cart. It just suffers more on the way. The people who recover fastest from stress, from grief, from failure are not the ones who feel the least. They are the ones who stop wrestling the feeling and let it move through them. They run with the cart. And on the other side, they still have their strength. So now you have the line and you have the willingness. But there is one final step, and without it, the first two collapse. It is not enough to know what is yours and to accept what is not. You have to act. You have to pour yourself completely into the tiny piece of the world that actually answers to you. This was the secret engine of Cleanthes' entire life. He could not control that he was born poor. He could not control that people mocked him or that the court accused him, but he could control whether he showed up to that school every single night. He could control the effort in his own 2 hands. And so, that is where he put everything, not into changing the world's opinion of him, into becoming so disciplined that the world's opinion no longer mattered. When Zeno died, this laughed-at water carrier, this man they called dull, became the head of the entire Stoic school. He led it for over 30 years. The man everyone underestimated outlasted them all, not because life got easier, because he stopped letting it own him. So let's answer the question I asked you at the start. How did the weakest-looking man in Athens become unbreakable? He built a 3-step code, and tonight you can use the exact same one. Step 1, draw the line. When something upsets you, ask a single question. Is this mine, or is this the cart? The other person's mood, the outcome, the past, the opinion. Those are the cart. Your response is yours. Name which side of the line the thing lives on, out loud if you have to. That act alone breaks the spell. Step 2, run willing. Whatever is already real and cannot be changed, stop bracing against it. Say the hardest words in Stoicism. This is what is happening. Not, this shouldn't be happening. Just, this is. Let the feeling move through you instead of fighting it in your chest. Step 3, pour into your peace. Find the one small action that is genuinely yours in this moment, and give it everything. The next word you say, the next thing you do with your hands, the reply you choose to send or not send. Ownership is not a feeling. It is a choice you make with your next action. Draw the line, run willing, pour into your peace. That is the whole code. A man carried water for a living and became one of the freest minds who ever lived because he understood that freedom was never about your circumstances. It was always about where you draw the line. So here is the last thought I'll leave you with. Life will never stop pulling. The cart is always moving. The only real question, the one you answer every single morning without realizing it, is whether you run beside it or get dragged behind it. Cleanthes chose. Tonight, so can you. If this reached something in you, subscribe and stay, because the mind you build in quiet is the one that saves you in the storm.